I have a lot of people that I know or in my network. They're always like, oh, I would love to do a startup, but I don't have the idea. And I think, I don't know actually a single founder who has like the idea that, gets them to the thing. Hi, my name is Kevin. I'm the CEO and founder of Smart Solar.
My name is Zhern, also known as ZY. I am the co-founder and CEO of Okapi Solar.
Hello, I am Ananda. I'm CEO and founder at EP. We are corporate gifting and forward solution in Indonesia that provide automation and personalization for seamless and more effective gifting experience.
We're financing residential solar adoption starting in our home market of Malaysia, but eventually the rest of Southeast Asia as well.
We're unlocking solar adoption for Vietnamese SMEs.
How did you come up with your idea?
I think this is the only idea I really felt very strongly about. I think the rest were more like daydreams.
The idea, I came up with it the first thought I had a few years ago is working, advising the Vietnamese government on these kind of regional master plans, and one part of it is energy. And through that, I got to visit coal mines. I don't know if you've ever been to a coal mine. It's not the prettiest place on earth. And so in Vietnam, half the energy that we consume, the electricity, is from coal. And that's like a really dirty source of electricity, a lot of CO2 emissions. And already back then, that kind of started, the thought in me like, okay, maybe one day I get to do something about that.
We discovered that many startups or tech companies were already working on similar solutions. But what surprised us was they were operating in the countries where gifting isn't a cultural form. It's just purely business strategy for them. But in contrast, in Indonesia, we place a very high value on relationships. I mean, even with people we barely knew or people we just met, and gifting is just deeply embedded in our culture.
I started talking to people in Europe and the US who are building in the renewable space. And, there were lots of great ideas around. And I was wondering, for some of these ideas, I was thinking, why is nobody doing this in Vietnam? Like, why aren't these startups coming to Vietnam?
And this made me realize that companies that invested in building strong relationships with their employees or stakeholders tend to have loyalty in return. And however, back then, they had an entire team, very big team dedicated solely to managing this program. So despite being in a tech company, I noticed there was much technology involved behind it in running engagement initiatives. But seeing how impactful the program was, I started wondering how could we make it more seamless and efficient, basically to reducing the manual effort.
The sun is it's the cheapest and most abundant source of energy that the planet has, and yet we're just not utilizing it fully, and we're burning coal and fossil fuel in a centralized location and then bringing it across thousands of kilometers across transmission lines to power your home when sunlight is hitting your home every single day, right? And you're complaining it's very hot and the weather's getting hotter, so what can we do something about it?
Well, it led me to realize that, okay, they're not coming to Vietnam anytime soon, but I'm in Vietnam, so maybe I can start this by myself.
How did you validate your idea?
I just decided to test this kind of on the side in the evenings. I just created like a quick landing page, and I took $20 out of my own pocket and launched some ads on Facebook. And through that, I got 15 leads, people who actually want to talk to me. At first, I thought, oh God, these are just going to be terrible, random people, like, how's this going to go? But actually, they were all genuinely interested. And that's when I realized, oh, there's something there, people actually are interested in this. And then, out of these 15 leads, I managed to get my first two customers.
We validated the idea basically by doing research and just jumping straight to an MVP, which at that time was just spreadsheets, no any tech involved, just to test if our hypothesis was right.
In the beginning, so I started this in baby steps. I got some funds from a secondary sale from my previous company, and instead of buying a condo or a car, I kind of put it into a company called Okapi, right? I started buying solar panels for my friends and family and saying, hey, I know solar panels are expensive, but you're paying like so much to the power company every single month. Why don't you let me buy this for you? And then you're just paying it back every single month, fixed amount, right? And then I'll obviously charge a pretty high interest on all of that. And the response was really good.
We pitched the concept to real clients. I asked for a friend to introduce us to someone in their companies, and I pitched them. And the result and the response was positive. They were willing to pay, also with real money, which gave us a huge boost in confidence that we are on the right track, basically.
I took this idea. I went to the solar companies who are selling to households and say, why don't we partner up? I can be your financial partner. And any customers that you have who needs financing, you let me know. And everyone who I spoke to are very enthusiastic about this idea as well. Did it part-time for close to a year and a half, just kind of building out the portfolio, getting more data points before convincing external investors to really put some money in. Right? So it was a pretty slow process. I'm not sure. Looking back, maybe there was things I could have done more quickly.
I would just say go even faster. I think when, I'm sure there are some founders who wake up one day and have this brilliant idea and just go for it. I think I was very kind of hesitant. So the first days, you're like, not sure, is this really interesting? Should I really do this? So you're kind of slowing yourself down, and then when you kind of really get into the startup mode, you realize it's all about talk to as many customers as you can and try to be as fast as possible, right? Because that's your only kind of advantage as a startup, is that you're the only decision maker. You can be very quick. So I would just say, like, I would try to do the same things, but much faster. No need to wait around as long or think like, okay, let me see next week how it goes. Just be faster.
Okay, any parting advice for founders?
Usually people just start working on some smaller problem or something they're passionate about and then kind of iterate around it and eventually end up with this finished product that is awesome and that people love. But it was messy until that point. And I think you need to be aware of that. It's a kind of like a messy path, a process of finding what people care about, how can you help them. And so if you want to get into the startup world, you just have to go for it and give yourself maybe a certain amount of time to, like, what are you passionate about? What are the ideas? And I just kind of go deep in it and explore how you can help solve a problem.